Okay, so this is the event we did see March 2011, and that video was absolutely insane. But this is from a different video camera guy and the person that posted it, Notre Planet Info. And so we'll see what kind of coverage they have of this absolutely insane disaster event. Yeah, you can see already the video coverage is a little different. They have some good edits here. And importantly, look how low the water is. And the boats, we pointed out in the last video that they're all pointing the wrong direction. It looked as though in the last video everybody was aware that the tsunami was happening. I don't know how much of a warning they had, but it had to have been at least 10-15 minutes because these individuals kind of showed up to record it. Sometimes you get a longer and sometimes you get a shorter amount of warning for these tsunamis. Just depends on your location. But this is a huge tsunami, and if it was possible, it's definitely better to turn all of the boats so they're pointing the direction the water is going to come from, because you want to go straight into the waves as a boat, just to minimize damage. Whether you're out in the sea or whether you're at the pier, if there's a huge tsunami coming and you have the ability, definitely face the boat into where the wave is coming from. Now, I did think that was absolutely crazy in the last video, but honestly, based on how large the tsunami is, I don't really know if it would have made a difference. If it was a smaller tsunami, you could definitely minimize damage to your boat, but this tsunami is about to get insane. And honestly, it's very surprising. Like, when you look at it from this view, you would not imagine what's going to happen next. Just that alone, literally, when you're getting hit from behind, all those boats are kind of getting smashed. They're all smashing into each other. That's what happens when you park the boat in a way that the water hits you from the back. Literally all the boats are just hammering each other and getting hammered by the water. But again, I don't know if it would matter because this tsunami is about to get insane. I don't think anything has survived this tsunami. Ugh, this is about to get real. So water can be very surprising and daunting and unexpected. So you should definitely not forget the power of water. Water is so strong, so powerful, and so dangerous. If I had to go against a disaster that had water versus air, I would go against air. I would take on a tornado any day in comparison to anything water-based like a tsunami or a hurricane. Because water surge is so powerful. Flooding is so powerful, and look at how fast that water is going. That is insane. Everybody's just wandering around on the bridges. They have no clue what's about to happen next. It's about to get real. Even that police guard is literally standing next to the water, completely unaware what's gonna happen. Now, the coverage, you could tell, is definitely different from the other coverage we saw and reacted to. We didn't get nearly as much coverage of all these people. Look at all these people just wandering the streets as if nothing's happening, and that park is about to get destroyed. Wow, people are just wandering around like nothing. So the way that an earthquake works is, you know, there could be aftershocks, there could be after quakes, and that means that a tsunami can have more than one surge of water due to the several other water displacement events that are caused by the several shocks, earthquakes. So just because a tsunami looks fine in round one, like initially, like right now, does not mean it's not about to get real. This is going to get real bad. You could already tell just by how fast that water is. If that water gets blocked in any way and does not find a path forward, it's going to accumulate. And honestly, this looks like exactly what happened here based on the last video we saw. And this is completely different coverage, so I'm really glad we're watching it. That bridge is getting hit by really fast water, and it's a lot of water. Honestly, this guy is a little smarter about, you know, getting to high ground. And what's kind of cool is you could definitely tell that both camera guys that we've seen, this one and the last one we saw on this event, they're actually at the same hideout location. They're at the top of a building, the same building. But in reality, both of them got different views, different video coverage. I would say this guy is definitely playing it smarter. The last guy, his coverage, he literally walked away from the water like 20 seconds before the water started doing that. So he literally had like 20 seconds, and then the water started coming through to the park. This guy actually got to safety faster. So kudos on getting to safety faster. You don't want to unexpectedly get in a bad situation by not foreshadowing how bad it could really be. Like, this is really bad. The water is so fast, and that's one of the reasons why I think this is so scary. When you have fast running water, this is very scary, very dangerous, and you definitely want to get to safety fast. Slower water, you have a little bit more time to respond and react. Fast water, get out of the way. Wow, this entire park is getting devoured by a lot of water very fast. It's just funneling through. And look at the water level on the buildings. I wonder if that was our camera guy. They all live next to each other. I mean, that was the view. I really think that's our camera guy that we watched for the other video. This coverage is insane. I think this is probably one of the worst tsunamis I've seen so far in my reaction videos. I cannot believe how bad this really gets. Like, this is crazy. The water is moving so fast. The whole park is gone. Look at the water level against the buildings, and there's literally a house floating down the river. And another house. There's probably going to be a lot of houses going down the river. You can see them. This is horrible, absolutely horrible. All of that debris is so dangerous. If you end up in the water and there's debris, that's just one more hazard that can make it just that much more dangerous for you. Fast moving water, super scary. Stuff in the water, debris in the water, super scary. And look how big that river is. It's so wide. That is a lot of water. A lot of debris, and the water's completely black. This is horrible. The water looks so close to them, so close. There's another house and a lot of stuff and vans and trucks just floating down. Wow, everything's hitting the trees. This is very dangerous. That yellow building on the right, look at the windows and see and watch the water rise and how much it rises, because it really gets high. Wow, look how close the water is. All that debris. That is a tractor trailer, I think. Oh my gosh. All these trucks. So you have 2 levels. The water's gonna rise a lot. Everything's floating right now. It's kind of crazy. Like the time it takes for it to sink. Very interesting, crazy water. Everyone on these buildings has nowhere to go. Look how high the water is. So they've got mountains surrounding the town and city. And so a lot of the water is gonna funnel through and be higher than expected because they're surrounded by mountains. If you live in a flat area, the water is going to disperse to the whole area, but when you live in mountains and valleys, the water is going to go a lot higher than expected, and so you have to take extra precautions. It's way more dangerous when you live around mountains and you're not that high in elevation. So this is a very dangerous situation. The water is flowing, but if it gets to a stopping point where it doesn't flow any further and it just accumulates here, it will get really high in the places that it's accumulating, and it's funneling through to these areas. So I think this spot is really getting devoured by water. So we're right now on the building on the right. We're at those bottom windows right now on the water level. It's really, really high, but based on what we saw in the other footage, it's gonna get way worse. Look at how high that water is on that building, and the power line is completely slanted. So ideally they would secure the power and turn off the entire electricity for the city before the water comes to this town, because it will become very dangerous with all the power lines running with the water funneling through the city. Look at all the debris and all the houses just going down the river. This is ridiculous. It's another house. It's actually very easy to take a house off the ground and float it away. Water can easily do that to the house. It's just the way that it's structured. There are actually free trainings you could take on this online. The Emergency Management Institute is a great resource for learning about different disasters. And then if you want to learn about weather phenomenon, you can also take certificates at met.ed.ucar website, and you can take courses on meteorology and the weather and oceanography, and literally get certifications that you could use in your profession. If you're interested in the weather or interested in emergency management, which is what I do. I kind of do both. So met.ed.ucar or EMI Emergency Management Institute, for taking courses for free and getting certificates about emergency response, the weather, the ocean, all of that. This is insane. This is like literally the worst video I've seen ever, and it's not even as bad as it gets. See the building on the right, the yellow one? The water has literally overcome the windows on the bottom level and has almost overcome the door. So the water is definitely still rising. There is a tractor trailer floating down, and that's just crazy. The guy really likes pointing the camera up. I think that power line looks crazy. I think that's what he's zooming in on. The only, positive thing you can look about this is the fact that you don't really see that many people. I feel like maybe a lot of the people got to safety, I'm hoping, because you don't see people, in the trees or in the water. I don't even really see anyone on the buildings except for the building that we're on right now. And honestly, this building is pretty high up based on what we're looking at. And the water is getting close to them, which is totally freaky. Wow. Look at how high that water is. Stressful to watch, honestly. This is scary. This is a lot of damage. Wow. Look at that structure in the water, floating down the river. That is huge. Holy camoli. Oh my gosh. Oh, do you see that? Do you see that? Oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is ridiculous. I hate this. This is horrible. There was a person in the water. He's trying to zoom in. It's really hard to zoom in on people. That person might be very far away. This is ridiculous. That building was not there before. I'm pretty sure it's stuck. it came down the river and got stuck. I can't believe there's a person in the water. Most people are actually not very good swimmers, and so this is a very scary situation to get into. And one of the best skills you can have in life, honestly, in my opinion, is definitely swimming. Because you do not want to go up against water and not know how to swim. It can literally save your life, or you could save somebody else's life. That is a huge ship. Honestly, the ship looks very dead, but it could have survived the tsunami. It would have been safer if it was out at sea though, because when the big tsunami wave hits, it will pummel the ship if it's in shallow water. Wow. I think the water is coming down now. So I think I would have to say, it's hard to tell. I think it depends on how far we are in this video. Yeah, we're getting closer to the end, so I think the other video footage really put the water level into perspective on how high it gets. I think this coverage kind of loses a little bit of that coverage, but I think the fire is absolutely insane. So there's a lot of differences between the videos that we watched on this event. This guy has gotten crazy footage of people in the water and a lot of houses in the just floating down the river. It's just crazy. There's fires everywhere. You could see the air is getting like foggier from fires. The water is getting calmer, which is a good thing. Wow. See, this is insanity right here. This is horrible. So the city probably did not secure the power, so their power and electricity at the power plants was still running for the city, and once the water hit, everything sparks and you get a whole bunch of fires. The entire city is literally hit by water, completely drowned, and now burning down. So if the water didn't destroy the whole thing, the fire is destroying it now. Like, this is literally a nightmare. And I heard in the other video for this event, somebody was like, oh my gosh, we're in hell. I honestly agree. This is literally that bad. This is very bad. You're getting devoured by a tsunami wave. The water is super high, all this debris, and then you're getting hit by fire, fire, fire. Literally all the buildings are like covered in smoke and fire and debris and water. This is really rough. That's why this one, I think, comes as #1 tsunami I've seen so far and reacted to. This is crazy. Wow. Whoa, look at all those people. It does look like a lot of the structures might be concrete or stronger, which is good because in the USA we do not build structures in concrete as much, it seems. Like, a lot of the houses are wood structurally, so they're not gonna survive as much against this kind of thing. So in these areas, I think the houses and structures are built a little better to be able to withstand the hit. But you could see that the water powerfully plowed through and took out a lot of houses and sent them all floating down the river. A lot of houses that weren't hit by the fast moving river water are still getting drowned by the slow moving water and the surge. And if not that, by the fires. And everybody is going to be breathing that smoke for the next couple days. That's a lot of smoke and a lot of fire that's going to be trapped in the mountains in this little valley that they're living in. Hopefully the atmosphere pushes the smoke away because they are all breathing that in. Oh no, that's it. That was pretty crazy. Great footage. Love the quality of that footage. It is absolutely insane. Definitely put yourself in a safe spot because this is literally crazy. Tsunamis are insane. Ouch.